So, sorry, I had to cut it off for a second. In continuation, she had the weekend to move. So she ended up moving everything and, the best that she could, and she got it put into the apartment. And so Mama, which is me, I went over there to help her, clean up. Really, she had done most of it, but, I'm from the old school. And so she hollered out, Mom, she said, I need you to come back here because I'm having a problem with this sink. It will not, it's clogged or something, but the water won't go down right. It goes down, but it's slow as molasses on a cold day going uphill. I said, well, baby, let me see what is going on. So I go in there and I run the water and I look, and she said, Mama, I put vinegar, I put baking soda, I done all that, and it's just not working. I said, all right, hold up, baby girl, hold up. So being from the old school, I went next door to my daughter, and can you shut that door?
Sure.
That's my granddaughter. Say, hey.
Hi.
All right. So anyhow, so I leave the apartment and I go next door, which from what I can tell, there's a whole bunch of young, kids living over there. Like maybe I call them kids because they're like 25, 26, 27. To me, everybody's a kid now. And there were several of them living over there. And so I knew if I just could, well, what I really started to do was go outside and see if I could find a stick that was sturdy enough to gouge down into the sink to unclog it. But I thought, well, what if the stick breaks, and then next thing you know, we got this stick down up in there and can't get it out. So anyway, I had climbed also up underneath, or went up underneath the sink to see if maybe I could, just figure out what's going on. But I couldn't, of course. It was really hard. So I go next door, knock on the door, a girl answers, there's a bunch of young people up in there, God only knows what they're doing. And I said, do y'all by chance have an old-fashioned wire hanger? And they're looking at me like, what? I said, do y'all have an old-fashioned wire hanger? I need it. My daughter's bathroom is clogged, and I need to use it to fish out the clog. Oh, the girl said, Amber, I'm Amber. She said, hold up, I got one. So she runs and she gets the hanger. And I said, well, thank you so much. And I said, well, you don't want it back, right? I mean, I figure she probably don't want it back because no telling where I'm going to put that hanger. For all she knows, I'm going to be putting that hanger down inside the toilet or something, So, but that was a dumb question, but I was being polite. So I said, would you like me to return it? And she's like, no, you can have it, no problem. I said, oh, okay, thank you. So I leave, and I bent the hanger, and I said, here, baby, I said, we'll try this. Well, I took the straight edge part of it, and stuck it down in there and kind of poked around. And I used to do that all the time when I worked at the daycare. Whenever their drains would get sluggish, I would always go around with this little white thing that my boss had in the cabinet, and I would be the one to go around every sink in the daycare and flush out all the gookie that was down up in those sinks from, curdled milk and food and really cheap paper towels that turn into slush when they get wet, because my boss tried to save a lot of money and she didn't want to buy the good stuff. So anyhow, that's a whole nother story altogether. But so I went in there and I'm gouging around, and all of a sudden, Ashley turns on the water and she said, oh, Mama. She says, it's going down a little bit better. I said, okay. I said, well, you just keep on doing that, honey. Well, on the other end of the hanger, there was just a minute little hook, and I didn't think it would fit down in there. So she took it and switched it and put that little hook part down in there. All of a sudden, I heard this blood curdling, Mom, come here. And I'm like, OMG, what is it now? And she had pulled out, it looked like a drenched rat out of the drain of that sink. It was awful. It was alive. I'm going to tell y'all, it was alive. She and I looked at that thing and we were like, oh my God. It was terrible. So she proceeds to wrap it up into a paper towel and puts it in a bag and hands me the bag. I don't want to touch that. Are you kidding me? But what happened was, threw that in the trash. So then I guess she got real happy with the hanger. When I say happy, I mean like, like going overboard with it. And I told her, I said, now, baby, I said, you need to go ahead and do that to every drain in the house. The one in the other bathroom, the tub, not the toilet, but the tub, and the sinks and the whole bit. So she told me later that she went over there to the other bathroom and she stuck that hanger down in that drain. And she said, Mama, she said, you thought that first drain cleaning thing was a drenched rat? You should have seen this one. It looked like a squirrel had got down in that drain and clogged that drain up. When I pulled that massive yuck out of there, she said, I swear to goodness, I saw the thing move. I saw it breathing. I really did. I about had a heart attack. And she said, my hubby was there, and he's got a really delicate stomach. It is so funny. We make fun of him because it's really extreme. And she said he was going, just like that. And he begged her, please, baby, don't ever. I know like that. Don't do it ever again. Well, I can tell you one thing. Her drains were clean. But see, she wouldn't have known to do all that if Mama hadn't been there and went downstairs or upstairs or wherever and got me a hanger. Because I learned through life that when people move and they clean their apartment, they don't always clean their apartment. I don't mind my germs and my gookie, but I sure don't want anybody else's. I'm just saying.